This first game loaded, guys. It will be a TVT between Select and Korlith. So let's jump into our first match, which is going to be on MLG Shakuras Plateau Wheat. What do you know about this map?
Shakuras Plateau, you know, it's changed a little bit over the course of time. We are playing a version that does not have the rocks in the back, so of course you don't really have to think about that, and you know, not always the case anyway in a TVT. And you've got the two Xel'Nagas in the middle. There is a forced spawn of either cross positions or close by air, and since we can see here on the screen that obviously we are cross positions, we have got Select down in the southwest as the blue Terran, and he's going up against Korlith in the northeast as the purple.
Yeah, so cross positions, we'll have to see really how this plays into the game. TVT, I mean, in the interviews, the players were both talking about how there's just so many different things that you can do in this matchup nowadays. Kind of going back to the days of the beta where it was just this Viking tank play. And I think Day9 said it best the other day where if someone made a Marauder, he was instantly called the Bonjour correctly after that because it was just like unheard of. But now there's just so many different things that you can do in a TVT. And that's one of the things that Select was saying in that interview is that he just does not really like playing this matchup anymore because it's so impossibly hard to prepare for.
Yeah, he's expressed that. He's expressed that before, and it's, you know, it's an interesting point, JP, because I feel the same way about ZVZ. But no, in all seriousness, you know, it relies very heavily on scouting. It also relies in similar fashion on keeping up with your opponent a little bit. You know, there's some leniency that's offered to both sides, but you know, there's very much a possibility for direct counters to occur.
Yeah, so Select doing a little bit of a peculiar build here, getting gas very, very early on. Probably going to be seeing, I would suspect, some sort of Banshee play, possibly blue Hellions, though. We'll just have to wait and see kind of as this game progresses on, but not going to be seeing any one-racks expands or anything like that, which sometimes you can see on a map like Shakuras Plateau simply because of how large it is. But we were always talking about in the beginning of this how no one really knows what to expect from Korlith. So a lot of eyes are going to be watching him on a big tournament like this. Are nerves going to factor into his play style? That's one thing you really always have to consider.
And we do have an SCVJP coming on in. It will be reaching the base of his opponent here in just a moment. And as it comes in here, keep a note that this factory is really off to the side. And the Marine did not come out here for Select. So we are going to see Korlith check out and see that factory. And there the Marine comes out. It will take him out, but he got a pretty good piece of information there. On the other side, we have the factory coming out for Korlith, but you can just see Select's almost done with this. So he's very much ahead right now.
Yeah, now is he going to be adding on a starport right after that? We'll have to wait and see. No tech lab or anything going down just yet. He's still on one gas though, and still no tech path just yet. Uh-oh, there's the starport across the map now going down into this 5 o'clock position on the map. He's going to be building kind of a proxy starport. If we go over into the base of Korlith, his factory is just about complete. Adding on that second command center right here, so he's going to be trying to get an expansion up earlier, using this Reaper very early on to do some initial scouting and also try to maybe take an SCV out or two.
Yeah, and you know, with of course the location of the starport, he is going to have to build a tech lab on there. So obviously that will delay things a little bit. However, getting that Reaper out, and oh my God, are you kidding me? The Reaper looks like he's going to come right over, and as he hops up, oh my gosh, wow. JP, he missed it by just a little bit. And if you look at his path, he's going to have a second chance. And obviously this is something that, oh my goodness, I can't even believe it. He went right past that, has no knowledge of it. So that will help Select in this situation. Is throwing a bunker up at the top of his natural. But since he's only getting Marines out of a barracks with a tech lab, he's going to be getting only a few at a time. He's got 3 out right now. So by the time that first Banshee comes, probably have, you know, 5, possibly 6 coming out of there. And his starport just got up. So this could be pretty devastating little move here by Select.
Yeah, we did have the Reaper of Korlith get into the back of Select's mineral line. It only took out one SCV, did not happen to kill that mule. But I think Select might be preparing for an attack here pretty soon. There are some Hellions out in the middle of the map, also an SCV controlling both these Xel'Naga towers. If we go into his view, you can actually see almost anything here in the center of the map. And if we go back over into Korlith's view, there is an SCV coming out. Looks like that will meet the Hellion probably if Select does in fact see it. Second command center done, about to become that orbital command. A scan coming in, does in fact see that Viking. The Banshee is on its way. Cloak is about to finish up. The fact that the second orbital is complete will allow him to have 2 scans if he does save it. It's really going to become critical if he's going to drop a mule immediately, or if Select can be lucky and just delay it just long enough to where this mule does come out. It's going to be in a great position with that Banshee.
Yeah, he does have a second one on the way, and he is kind of sneaking along the side here. We do see 1 missile turret going up at the natural, and as he sneaks into the back, there will be a second missile turret going up in the main. So he's got a few decisions to make here as he goes all the way up in the corner now. His second one should be out very, very soon if it isn't already. I can't having a hard time finding it, but it is, well, here he goes going into the main that just outside the range of the missile turret. He's got plenty of energy here. Takes out 1 SCV. He's going to take out a few more. In comes the Viking, and he's going to have to cloak and get out of there because of the missile turret. So he's got to be careful coming in here.
And he does take some shots there. Oh, he actually loses the Banshee. The missile turret range is so far. But the Banshee play is stopped. There is 1 still remaining in the middle of the map. But for right now, Korlith actually looking pretty good. Didn't really take that many losses there. He's actually ahead in the economy game as this command center is just now about to land. Not in orbital just yet at Select's natural. If we pop open the unit tab, 30 SCVs for both of these players, but 2 mules currently running, 3 mules currently running. It looks like he saved enough energy just to be sure with those Banshees, as he did actually see them, I think, coming on, or at least scouted his opponent and think, well, maybe he's going Banshees, possibly I should save some of this energy. But now he's got all of his mules out, and we'll have to see what he transitions to out of this.
Yeah, I mean, just now Select going for his tanks right now. We do have him a little bit further ahead in siege mode, but the tank count is a bit higher here for Korlith. And in the back, still everything seems to be okay. That Banshee just kind of waiting. Where did that guy go? I keep missing him.
It's at the north center part of the map, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay, I see him. So he has a second one out as well. And he's going to go in for another attack. He might choose to hit both locations at the same time. Got 1 Banshee wailing away at the north, and if he splits the force of the Vikings, he could do some effective damage here. First targeting that mule, and then just taking out some regular SCVs. As the damage continues, the top Banshee chased out, the bottom Banshee going to be chased out as well. Just picking away and doing some harass here so he can kind of get his ground force going.
Yeah, and that's really, Select knows that he's kind of playing from behind right now. He knows that that expansion was up for quite some time, so he's trying to figure out just how to get back into the game. But if we look at the supply, it's actually extremely close. Korlith has his mineral count quite high right now, sitting about 500 just a couple seconds ago. Now he's starting to finally spin some minerals there. He's adding on 2 reactors to his starport, or excuse me, to his racks here. If we go back over into the main base of Select, he's already got 2 racks with those reactors, so he might be able to come back and pull ahead here in the supply game.
And yeah, I mean, pulling out of the 3 racks right now and just 1 factory currently going. He also split his time a little bit with a few Hellions. And there will be a 4th racks coming up here for Korlith, as it sounds like the Banshee is back up in the main. He does get scanned, and he will get taken out. So there is another Banshee inside the main going after that tech lab, researching the combat shield. However, I'm not sure that he's got enough energy to be able to live through this, but I don't see the Vikings reacting at all. There's nothing to be found, and this tech lab might go down if there isn't an immediate reaction, and it does. And I don't think he even realized what was going on.
Yeah, his Vikings actually were just taken out. There was a drop with 2 Vikings, and it looked to be like a 6 Marine drop in the main base of Select, and he actually really didn't lose anything to that. I think this Viking just killed out that another Banshee of Select. So both players, looks like they're almost on even playing fields right now. We have the starport list lifted that, of course, made those Banshees earlier on in the game. It's going to go ahead and return home. And I think Select is actually thinking of moving out right now. He's actually pulled ahead and supplied 94 to 90.
He has, and I feel like there's a little bit of comfort here from Korlith. Now, Korlith looks like he is moving out as well. This Banshee's going to go up onto the high ground. The Vikings are there, but he can't cloak. In come the Marines. The tanks are not sieged up. They are going to siege, but it might be a little bit too late. The Banshee's there to offer some fire from the back, and all these tanks will go down, JP.
Yep, all of the tanks have been killed. There are a couple of Marines, but this Banshee It's just doing so much damage for Select there. It looks like Korlith wants to actually scan. He does indeed take that Banshee out. If we go back into the center of the map, these 2 tanks and a couple of Marines will be possibly returning home, or they might just try to control the center of this map. But right now, Korlith is in a very bad spot. He's down 15 supply. He thinks that Select might come on for an attack here, but Select might just drop down another expansion and try to get a little bit farther ahead in the economic game.
Yeah, and you know, we still have Vikings coming out of that starport, and you know, I think it's kind of a questionable choice at this point with the fewer units. If he had a higher medevac count, it might actually do him better. Now, another thing I saw earlier is they did throw down his second engineering base, so he's trying to keep one up on his opponent. Select, I believe he's just got the one. And that is accurate. And it looks like one Viking goes down again. The second one really hurt, and he's setting up for possibly another attack.
Yeah, scan does go down on all of Korlith's forces there. Only 1 tank, or no, excuse me, 2 tanks. That other one hidden behind some Marines. It looks like Select is going to use that scan and actually sneak around here. A lone Marine will actually spot this force. Select moving his tanks run up, trying to run him over, and now Korlith is in a very bad spot. He actually stands with his Marines, and both Marines are going at it. The tank do siege in Select's favor, getting the first couple of shells out, but who's going to actually win this fight, Wheat?
Well, I think that Select's really got it in the bag. He did have, Korlith did have 1 tank sieged up in the main, but this other tank that's sieged outside, it's not doing any damage. So that means these Marines get to go walk right in and do as much damage as they would like. Here comes another medevac, help heal out these units that are here. He's not targeting the command center, ironically, and we do have 1 Viking dropping down to take out a tank. But Select is doing a lot of damage here. He stopped the mining at the natural, and if he backed off, he would find himself in a great position.
Yep, and that looks like exactly what Select is going to be doing here. Getting a huge amount of forces streaming across the map now from his main base. The 3rd command center is up and trying to get to this 3rd base. Looks like the 3rd base of Korlith has actually been pushed back into the mains, and he's still on about 1.5 bases because there's really nothing mining over here, but he does have 3 orbitals. Korlith is going to have to come back here, and really a drop like this can do a lot of damage, but it has to get there first. Select doing another scan. I'm not really sure what exactly Korlith can do here. Select is just going to try to charge in.
Yeah, Select is going to do exactly that. Tanks aren't siege, JP. It's a Redspeaper disaster,
GG.
and there it is. GG.
Wow, so a quick first game there with Select coming out the victor, which a lot of people probably don't think is too surprising, but Korlith obviously made it to the finals, so he's got to be a pretty good player regardless. He took out quite a few people there in that top 16. But when we come back, guys, we'll be cutting to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Game 2 between Select and Korlith here for the Alienware Arena North American StarCraft 2 Challenge will be starting.